This is Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where every week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we discuss what's going on in our business. Plus, we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be talking to AK, the owner of Madzuma and Rude.com. Adult Site Broker is proud to announce Adult Site Broker Cash, the first affiliate program for an adult website brokerage. With Adult Site Broker Cash, you'll have the chance to earn as much as 20% of our broker commission referring sellers and buyers to us at Adult Site Broker. Check our website at adultsitebroker.com for more details. First of all, today, let's cover some of the news going on in our industry. Director and producer Craven Moorhead has filed a $10 million civil lawsuit for defamation against model Ariel Lee over sexual assault allegations made against him by Lee back in June. The lawsuit was first reported by the New York Post. It was filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court. The suit calls Lee's allegations false, malicious, defamatory, and hurtful, with Moorhead stating that though he believes that every claim of sexual assault should be taken seriously, he vehemently denies Lee's version of events as outlandish, outright fabrications. On June 5th, Lee released a video via Twitter with the caption, "Coming out, please listen to my story." In the video, Lee reads an anonymous letter sent to another adult industry trade publication alleging a cover-up going on at Gamma regarding porn performer Ariel Lee having accused Craven Moorhead of raping her on set on October 11th, 2019. The anonymous letter read by Lee alleges that Moorhead forced Lee into a bathroom to give him oral sex during a Gamma shoot. Later that day, AVN published an interview with Lee, reportedly done after the release of the video, where Lee gave a first-person account of the incident. During the interview, Lee also alleged a second sexual assault 2 months later when Moorhead cast her as an extra in a music video. The lawsuit cites the AVN interview and other articles, including one by Vice's Motherboard, as disseminating Lee's account in detriment of Moorhead's reputation and standing in the industry. The director, whose company lost a lucrative third-party deal with Gamma the week after Lee released her video, with the allegations, claims the false statements by Lee, while benefiting herself personally and professionally, will serve to undermine, harm, and sow doubt into other charges of non-consensual sexual acts and assaults that may be legitimate. Moorhead's lawsuit affirms he seeks to clear his name and be fairly compensated for the damages that he and his company have suffered as a result of these malicious lies. Playboy Enterprises, Inc. announced its return to the stock market after 8 years through a $381 million merger with special purpose acquisition company Mountain Crest and guidance from Jones Day and Loeb & Loeb. After the merger, Mountain Crest Acquisition Corp. will be renamed to the iconic Bunny brand, and its shares will remain listed on NASDAQ under the new ticker symbol PLBY. According to legal news site Law 360, the combined company will be led by Ben Cohn, a private equity veteran who became Playboy CEO in 2017. Cohn described the announcement as a very big day for the company and its partners, which would result in an influx of investments through public markets, allowing further product development. Our mission, to create a culture where all people can pursue pleasure, is rooted in our 67-year history, said Cohn, and creates a clear focus for our business and role we play in people's lives, providing them with the products, services, and experiences that create a lifestyle of pleasure. We are thrilled about the future of Playboy, Cohn added. Hugh Hefner took the company private in March 2012, 5 years before his passing. Pineapple Support is hosting a free support group for parents and caregivers in the adult industry. The 6-week support group provided by therapist Michelle Carabin started yesterday and aims to explore the issues that come along with being a parent or caregiver who works in the adult industry. This group is for any parent or caregiver working within the adult industry who would like to explore their parenting issues and worries in a shared space, said Carabin. We want to provide a space where you can talk about your experiences and get feedback and support without being judged or criticized, and in doing so, reduce feelings of isolation, improve your relationship with your child or children, gain resources, ideas, and feel positive as a parent. Being a parent or caregiver in the industry can come with its challenges, says Pineapple Support founder Leah Tannett. Michelle is an excellent therapist and has been involved with Pineapple Support since the very beginning. Her experience of working with children, teenagers, and adults spans over 25 years. I know this support group is going to be incredibly useful and will help parents and carers in a safe, nurturing space, Tannett added. The adult and caregiver support group started yesterday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time and will take place online each Tuesday at the same time through November 10th. For more information and to secure a place, visit pineapplesupport.com. Now let's feature our property of the week that's for sale at Adult Site Broker. We're proud to offer for sale porn.co, an amazing adult domain name. This domain can be used for just about any purpose, including a pay site or a tube site. Porn.com sold for $9.5 million, and the .co extension is rapidly gaining in value. So besides being able to make money on this domain now, you can also count on it appreciating in value. This amazing domain has been reduced in price to only $199,000. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is AK from Madzuma and more recently, Rude.com. AK, thanks for being with us today on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Hey, Bruce. You're welcome, and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, AK started in the adult industry in 2001 with Flirt for Free as a content sales rep. After 18 months, he was promoted to sales manager. He left in 2006 to join Dating Gold as affiliate manager. I'm sure most of you know him from there. AK became the business development guy there within a year and then VP of sales and marketing in 2008. Now, let's face it, the guy was pretty much running the company for Alan. AK had a long run at Dating Gold. We know that. And after 8 years there, he started his own company, Madzuma, which is a private consulting company focusing on adult dating verticals. He also helped launch the private network Conversion Sharks. AK currently works with a few back-end projects and has more to announce soon. So, AK, why don't you tell us more about yourself and where you're from and how'd you end up in LA?
Wow, geez. I was born and raised in Indonesia. So I left Indonesia in 94. So I finished high school in 93. So now you know how old I am.
So young. Of
course. Yeah. But so I went to New Zealand for a year back in 94. So after high school, I was supposed to go university there, but I ended up going to the States here in 95. I'm telling you, New Zealand was like very quiet. I came from Jakarta, where it's like you know where you are, right? In so, and then in New Zealand it was like 7 p.m. Everybody's already in bed, not like they're at home. So as an 18-year-old.
Oh, that'd be boring as hell.
Fuck yeah! I'm sorry. Is this
no, dude. This is an adult industry podcast. Okay. You can say fuck as much as you want. It's actually encouraged.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I came here to Oklahoma back in 95. Not much different. It's like more flat.
I was gonna say.
But but to my defense, I was trained to be in a very quiet place for a year before I came to Oklahoma. So,
Yes.
so it was good. And then I finished college. So I went to Oklahoma State University,
Ah.
graduated there in '98.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then uh, moved to LA in '99.
Mm-hmm.
Worked for a office supply like toner cartridge company
Mm-hmm.
for about a year, and then I finally worked for Free in 2001. So that's kind of like the start of the whole adult industry for me.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned earlier, so to Flirt for Free, Video Secrets,
Mm-hmm.
then I moved on to Dating Gold
Mm-hmm.
and to doing my own thing now. So that's where we are. So that's how I got here.
So talk about what's going on now in LA. Things are getting pretty dire. You've got kids. I hear that they've closed all the schools.
Yes. So my kid, my oldest, this is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So he just finished high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, uh, but
Feeling old, aren't you?
yeah. Well, so this is kind of how I know I've been in this business. So a year after I worked for Flirt for Free, he was born.
Okay.
So, like when people ask me how long, have I been in the business, in this industry, I always say, okay, well, how old he is plus
Right.
1 year.
Right.
So yeah, he's 18 now. So I've been in the business almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And he finished high school just this past spring.
Yeah.
So no more online class for him or her. But my daughter, she is going to eighth grade.
Hmm.
So, but here's an interesting thing. So my son, he is now doing media buy for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, for the summer to see how it goes.
Sure.
Be until he starts college in the fall. So yeah, the school was closed, but they had to do the distant learning, like online class,
Right.
right? Because of the pandemic. But right now, they are still deciding, I believe, whether in the fall we're gonna do. I think we have an option to do distant learning and or hybrid.
Hmm.
Honestly, my wife handles all that, so
Oh,
I
sure.
yeah
You got
yeah
a great wife too. I've met
yeah.
her.
Well,
I've
you
met her
met her,
many
right?
times, as you well know.
Yep, yep. As a matter of fact, that last time we saw each other,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it was at the boat at Flirt for Free
Yes.
boat, right? And
Right.
that's how we got to what we recently had transaction wise.
Yes. 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 Yeah,
This is
we'll talk about that in a little bit.
go ahead.
So where's your son going to go to college?
Well, he's gonna go to this local community college here first because he
Mm-hmm.
has no idea what he wanted to do yet,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not about to pay for his, expensive, for college.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, with community colleges being as good as they are, why do
yeah,
that?
2 years. So,
Yeah.
so at least now he's learning about the business
Mm-hmm.
for the summer. If he likes it, he can continue working while going to school,
Sure.
and hopefully, you know, uh, he liked it, and I'll be bringing him to the show.
That's awesome. I'd love to meet him. Now,
Yep.
now, AK, you talked about how you got into adult, but what was your introduction to the business? You said you started working for Flirt for Free. How'd you end up
Uh,
in it? And just talk a little bit about how
okay.
your career's
Okay.
evolved and the different things you've done.
Sure. Sure. How much time do we have?
Oh, we got time. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. We have no
Okay.
clock here.
All right. All right. So, here's the funny thing was I was working for a toner cartridge,
Mm-hmm.
recycle remanufacture company, right?
Right.
And I was the inside sales rep where I would call businesses uh, about their toner needs. So after I've done it for about a year, I left. I resigned because I was getting married. We went home to Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
So and I didn't really want to find a job while I was going to Indonesia for the wedding. And then when I came back, then I started looking.
Mm-hmm.
There was this posting on, I think it was Monster Job or Monster Track. I don't know if you remember that time, the
Mm-hmm.
monster.com,
Yeah.
Monster Track. There's this company in Calabasas here, says looking for a sales rep with uh, the who can go an extra mile to get the goal to get the stuff done. Pretty much, just a hard
Mm-hmm.
worker. And
Right.
I'm like, all right, well, I'll give it a try. So
Mm-hmm.
I applied for it, and I came in for an interview, and I've included my letter of recommendations for my previous employment. So they always
Mm-hmm.
we use fax back then.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember.
Fax and email. But
Yep.
uh, actually, let me back up a little bit. After
Okay.
college in Oklahoma, I actually went to Austin, Texas,
Mm.
and I worked there for a marketing company, which basically is a B2B. We were cold calling people for. I think the product was back then. It was the PC. It's a PCI card
Mm-hmm.
that goes like teleconferencing. So
Mm-hmm.
like a PCI, so video call.
Right.
Back then, you have to install that card between the two computers. Then you could do a video call.
Hmm.
Unlike now, you have Skype and all that.
Yeah.
So
It's
back then, I was calling like schools for their distant learning, even Boeing. I did about 150 calls a day, cold calls, business
wow.
to business. But because I'm from Indonesia, so I was a student, so I was on optional practical training back then. So I had to find a job that would sponsor me a working visa, what we call the H-1B visa. I don't
Right.
know how familiar you are with
Oh
this,
yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
right? So when I talk
Yeah.
to the
Those are the things Trump's trying to get rid of, I believe.
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So my journey was like really, I mean, from a international student to an H-1B visa worker to a green card to now I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
So,
I
so
remember.
anyway, right. Fast
I remember. I
forward.
remember when you got your citizenship. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So fast forward. So every time I left, the HR department, they said they could not sponsor a H-1 visa. This is in Austin, Texas. So I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna move to LA where I know a lot of international, I mean, multi cultural
Yeah.
place,
Right.
right? So I moved to LA in '99,
Mm-hmm.
got a job, and then every time I left a job, I've always asked for letter of recommendation, which
Absolutely.
which helped a lot in getting at least an interview.
Sure.
So, and that's what led me into this company,
Mm-hmm.
which is now it's Flirt for Free. So
Yeah.
they called me for an interview, and I had met with uh, uh, Chuck Siamis. I don't know if you are familiar with him. I don't know if you remember him, but
No.
he was a co-founder of Flirt for Free.
Okay.
And I had no idea this was an adult entertainment company because I was just going for like who is who a hard worker. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so we went for an interview, and then they explained to me what they do, and I was like, damn, this is we were supposed to sell content, list content. Back in the day, pay
Mm-hmm.
sites, they
Mm-hmm.
list content.
I remember.
So
Yeah.
the job that I was applying for is an account executive or a sales
Right.
rep
Right.
to get those pay sites to try to lease and then pay a month.
What would they think in Indonesia, right?
Right. So, but but so after Chuck explained the whole thing, and he had a question for me, and he was like, "So do you have any problems with this, adult? Because back then, when they put the ad for a job ad, they didn't really say adult entertainment. It's just an entertainment company, right?
Right.
So they asked me if I would have any problems with such content. And I said, oh, if I have any questions. And I asked, this is the question that I think to this day he liked it. Because I asked the question, it's like, okay, I only have one question. It's like, what do I need to do now to get this job? Because in my mind, I'm like, shit, you're watching porn and you're getting paid for it,
I
right?
know, huh?
And next, so and then I guess we all laughed and he liked it, and the HR department by the name of James Kelly, and he followed up with me, and it's like, hey, they want to call me for the second interview with the VP. I still remember his name is Kevin Burke, and then also Greg Clayman, which was the president. The president.
Oh, right.
So I believe maybe Greg Clayman was in that first interview. I don't know. I forgot. It was like almost 20 years ago, man.
I know, crazy.
But okay, anyway, I started there working, and because we are 24-hour company, and I had to compete with the other account manager, sales rep. Uh, So I ended up I wanted to come in at like early in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning,
Jeez.
to call European markets, because
Mhm.
I guess that became my bread and butter.
Well,
So
look, AK, hard work coming from this part of the world is not at all unusual, nor is it unusual for people from other countries coming to the U.S.
yeah, well, so yeah, I had to find my edge, but so my whole life I've always have had this disadvantage. For one, not an English speaking, so you can see my accent. I don't know how it sounds to me on this interview,
You sound great.
but oh, thank you. But so I have to find, like, even when I went to school, right, I had to read the book 3 times.
Sure.
So anyway, so that's why I had to find, because like one of the sales guy at VS back then, his name is Tony. He was kicking. He was just getting sales. So I'm like, oh crap! All right, I gotta come early in the morning. And then guess what? Because of my accent and because of the European people that I call,
Mm-hmm.
we have something in common, because Europeans, especially the French, I still remember the companies Carpe Diem.
Mm-hmm.
uh just, oh my god, it just brings back memories, right? So
Sure.
now I have built a lot of relationship with those European market, and I guess I got lucky. So I pretty much handled the European market, and then grew from there.
Sounds like you made your own luck, my friend, if you want my opinion.
Thanks. Yep. And then after about 5 years, uh, I tried to leave. Honestly, I tried to leave the industry to go into mainstream, and I tried to go back to college to take my graduate school, but they didn't work out. Then I ended up going back to so I took a year break
Mm-hmm.
from Video Secrets,
Mm-hmm.
and a year later, then I joined Getting Gold. And Alan Henning, uh, I really had a special relationship with Alan.
Yes.
Alan has been, uh, even when I was not in a dog, he always hit me up asking, what I'm doing, and like if
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to go back to the business. And after about a year, I was ready, and I hit him up, say, hey, are you still looking for an account manager? And he said, yeah. So we met, and I started working for him as an affiliate manager, working from home, which is here in Agora Hills,
Mm-hmm.
and the company is in Stockton.
Right.
And after about a year, I think- wait, 2006,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2000 and 2007, I got my green card. 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2008, Alan made me an offer that I could not refuse, to move to Stockton, to move my family to Stockton. And at that time, my wife was working. Yeah, my wife was working full time as an accountant in this jewelry company in Encino.
Mm-hmm.
But and we had our second baby, right?
Right.
And I asked her if she would like to give a stay-home mom a try raising our daughter, 1-year-old daughter, and to move to Stockton. And then she said, "Okay, let's give it a try." So we did. Then we stayed in Stockton for 5 years
Mm-hmm.
until she decided, okay, we have enough of Stockton.
I
She
can
need,
only imagine, man. That's a horrific
hey,
place.
no
I'm sorry.
disrespect, Stockton, but like for me, so we had a house there. For me, it was basically just work,
Right.
home, work, and then come back. But she's the one who had to drive the kids around town and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So she felt like, you know what, I miss Agora Hills. And at that time, we still kept our townhouse here
Mm-hmm.
and rented out. So when she decided she wanted to move here, so we did. And
Cool.
I was still at Dead Gold at the time.
Right.
So for about a year, I have two households here and then also Stockton, and so I try to make it work. At Dead Gold, but when you have young kids
Sure.
and you have to travel to see them on the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it got tough. So at the end
Oh
of
yeah, absolutely. And I know how special your relationship is with Alan. He's a wonderful guy, and hell, you're almost like a son to him, even though you guys aren't that different in age.
I, I'm older than him, so
You're older than him?
yes,
Oh shit.
yes. So yeah, well,
Okay.
I mean, like he really is. We have a good relationship. We work well together.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I can't say that I joined dating gold at the right time, because
Mm-hmm.
at that time there's a lot of things going on in the adult dating space. I don't know if you remember, back then there was a Zango, like spyware,
Mm-hmm.
uh, for one of our competitor, and so a lot of affiliates were not happy with that, and they would come to us,
Nice.
and we just like basically the growth was tremendous.
Oh yeah.
I was really grateful to have that opportunity, and but like anything, every good thing has its
Life
runs its course,
cycle. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because to
Sure.
me, it's like, okay, money is great, but if I'm not happy not being with my family,
Yeah.
then
Oh
what
yeah.
does it matter, right? So
Right.
I had talked to Alan about it, and he knows how he knows how I am with my family, and
Mm-hmm.
eventually he was like, okay. And then about so I believe it was the end of May 2015, I
Mm-hmm.
think. Wow, I gotta double check, but so I did. So I told Alan in February
Mm-hmm.
that I had planned to move back to LA. So about 3 months before I actually did leave, uh, 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 we tried to find a replacement for me. I had a great relationship with everybody in the company.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed yeah, I enjoyed everything about it, and we finally had a replacement from someone inside. Uh, so
Right.
everything worked out. So I went back to Agura Hills. Couldn't be more happier. I took a break, but after
Mm-hmm.
about, what was it, 8 years? I think it was about 8 years doing what I did at Dead in Gold. At some point, you kind of feeling burnt out, right? And then with all the driving
Oh
and
sure.
all that, so I took a break. I took a break for about 2 months before I decided to, know I know what I wanted to do, but so I took a break for the summer. I went I went every all that summer, almost like maybe 3 times a week, or even twice a week. We would go down to Malibu.
Hmm.
There's a beach that we go called Zuma Beach.
Yeah.
Now you're getting where I'm getting.
Hmm.
Zuma.
Yep.
That's what the name Zuma is for
Oh
from.
God, really?
Yeah, and this is a story that I've always enjoyed sharing.
Yeah.
And if someone else listening to this, especially a person who owns the domain at Zuma,
Uh-huh.
please sell that domain to me.
Well, we'll have to talk. I'll have to try to help you with
Yeah.
that. So.
No, no. So yeah, I was thinking about, okay, what do I want to have my brand? So I was looking for Ad Zuma,
Hmm.
and I came back. I was looking at my phone. Oh, shoot, Ad Zuma is not available. I'm like, crap. So I went back home, and then I remember the TV shows Mad Men. It's all about, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Have you watched Mad Men?
No.
Okay. So it's about an advertising agency back in the 60s. Mad is for like Madison Avenue.
Well, I've heard
So
about it.
yeah, I figured, you know what, with Mad Zuma, so what we do is advertising, right? It's online advertising.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I went home and checked it out. Mad Zuma was available. I registered it, and that became the name.
There you
That's how
go.
it started. Yeah.
That's awesome. So talk a little bit about your current projects. I know I sold you the domain for one of them, rude.com.
Yeah.
How's all that going?
Root.com. I had when you brought to me the domain that is available, you could see my eyes like light up,
I
and
did.
and I was like, oh, well, at that time. So at that time, I do. Uh, at that point, I had already had made conversion shops successful enough, right? So and and I have some money that I wanted to invest in something. I believe I did ask you about, like, hey, I'm looking for a something that I could invest and buy,
Mm-hmm.
like a site, and then
Right.
you like, and as a matter of fact, this Root.com was available. I'm like, oh, I know about it, and because
Oh, sure.
I done business with Brett. So, but then and then after, for about what, that was kind of quick, right? So it was like, hey, the site they was looking to sell, but they don't want to sell the site, and whatever. I'm like, hey man, look at, I'm just happy just to get the domain. So let's just find a deal that we could get
Oh,
the
sure.
domain, and we did. So my plan was just to
Yeah, that
get
was a that was a little bit of a weird one, but hey, it is
yeah,
what it is,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Yep, exactly. We don't have to say it out loud, but but it worked out.
No, we
So
don't.
so the domain, I was pretty psyched about it. So having that domain, the plan was to just have it and then save it for, I can either resell it down the line or whatever. But the domain comes with existing traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Had to do something about it quick, right? Because
Right.
I believe that this the traffic went down like every day that it's offline, because
Yeah, we know.
I don't understand why they brought it offline. So, but anyway, so
I
I
don't
got we
understand.
got
I don't understand a lot of things in this world. Like, okay, so why does Trump still have 35% approval? Right? I mean, that goes along with it. There's a lot of things in this world I don't understand. So,
hey, yeah. But anyway, so it worked out. So the plan for that. So right now I had it hooked up with an amateur community site,
mm-hmm.
and redirected the domain. The branding would be like Rude Nude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that I could do more with the Rude, which is, as a matter of fact, I had just had a meeting. Um Monday about it with and Michael,
Of
right? So
course.
Michael is part of it.
Right.
So we are going to make something for Root, but I'm not ready to talk about that yet.
No.
But Root is now become rootnude
Right.
.com. It's we have this is kind of not a dating site. It's more of a community site.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, like a lot of the members are actually real members,
Right.
like female real members. It's amazing how these people are very loyal in what they do. They share and the exhibitionist, I guess. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They like to share their own sex videos and whatnot.
Right.
Um, so yeah, we had since we had it redirected to I think we have over 15,000 members now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, on that site, and we've done a little bit of media buy and whatnot. We're still learning about the whole statistic, the whole conversions and all that. So it's a process, and we're not in a hurry to do anything big on it yet. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I do know I've got one of the best domain out there, thanks to you.
Well, hey, it takes two, definitely. So dating products continue to attract many affiliate marketers, but it's obviously very competitive. What aside from higher payouts do you feel affiliates are looking for that might
Well,
set one product apart from another?
okay. Let me try to put it. mm, Okay, so you know how adult dating, uh, adult dating marketing.
Mm-hmm.
We're competing in like, hey, we have one of the best payouts. Single opt, double opt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's called the SOI, DOI. So the higher of the payouts is the more attractive. But
Right.
I'm telling you, that's what it used to be, but not so much anymore. At
Okay.
least not so much. So the rates doesn't really. It's not really that important for affiliates who know what the actual value is. Everything is all
Hmm.
about the EPC now.
Okay.
So and so I always know when I talk to affiliates, like, oh hey, how much are you paying? I'm like, oh yeah, we're paying this much. I'm like, they're like, oh, that's kind of too low, too low. I'm like, hey, you know what? If I'm talking to a real affiliate who is like a media buyer,
Mm-hmm.
they know those payouts means shit, because hey, a person, an offer can pay $10 per lead,
Right.
right? But if they convert every 100, whatever,
Yeah.
at the end, so compared to, like, say, $5 SOI, or of course,
Mm-hmm.
you think the higher payout really matters, but when it comes down to, it's all about the conversions,
Always been
the
too.
rate,
The funny
right?
part about it is it's always been about conversion.
Yeah. So conversions and rate equals EPC.
Yeah.
That's how an affiliate should look into, right? I am now,
Absolutely.
we are an affiliate. We do a lot of media buys, and I kid you not, I have an offer that pays $1 SOI
Mm-hmm.
that out converts an offer that pays $4 SOI.
I believe it. I believe it.
So
It's all the
at the end of
quality.
the
It's
day,
all the quality of the traffic. If it's crap
the
traffic and it doesn't convert, then
traffic, yeah,
then who cares, right?
yeah, the traffic and the offer. So both,
Bots don't convert.
no, no.
So, AK, talk about media buys and smart links a little bit, if you would.
Okay. Nowadays, media buys, affiliates, it comes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
In order for us to understand it, we could, back in the day, an affiliate was someone who has a site, the traffic to come to their site, and they started promoting all the sponsors, right? Back in the
Sure.
day.
Sure.
But then there was an ad network started popping up, and one come in mind, which is basically this is the truth. Grand Slam Media, Luke
Mm-hmm.
Hazelwood, he started popping up with his network Grand Slam. So what
Mm-hmm.
they did is they just buy the whole site inventories and then they sell it to the advertisers based on the CPM,
Mm-hmm.
or the CPC.
Right.
So no longer doing the CPL. Now that affiliate become a publisher of Grand Slam. Now
Mm-hmm.
we either buy it doing media buys, or someone who knows what they're doing, they're buying that and then sending it to all the sponsors. So they
Right.
become a media buyer, they become an affiliate. Does it make
Okay.
sense now?
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
now everybody is a media buyer.
Hmm.
In my right now, I believe 90% of an affiliate are media buyers at
That's
some point.
interesting.
Like,
That's interesting.
right? So at least the people that I do, okay, it's either a media buyer or they are a network, an affiliate network, which means that they have a sub affiliates that they are sending traffic from other people around the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now a smart, so that's media buy,
Mm-hmm.
and the media buy, like we talked about earlier, it's all about the EPC.
Right.
It's simple. Uh, you spend $10,000. You need to make at least $12,000, right? So about twenty
Right.
percent
Right.
profit margin. That's
You hope
good.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Hmm.
it gets tougher. Now, this is the funny thing, though. Media buying nowadays, or like the last few years, is so different than media buying back in the day. I'm gonna tell you what I mean
Right.
by that. Before, uh, when you do media buy, you're sending to advertiser or sponsors, and then you log into those advertisers, checking out your stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're putting into a spreadsheet, and you put in your cost and everything. Then okay, this traffic source, this advertiser makes me more money, then I'm going to send more traffic to that person.
Of course.
But now a lot of tools available. What I mean by that is like the tracking company. Again, I'm a fan of volume. Uh,
Sure.
I use volume for what we do. So
Mm-hmm.
volume allows us to to track through a postback all the conversions and the revenues uh, into one dashboard, and you have the cost and you have the revenue. So make things a lot easier when you optimize your campaigns, right?
Right. Sure.
Now, but why is it more difficult now to make money doing media buys? I believe it's because of this. Because everything is available now, everybody can do media buys. So you are actually competing against more people now,
Oh, sure.
right? So
Oh, it's all the competition. Sure. It drives. It
competitions,
drives the
all the
prices up.
it drives the prices up, and then also, so yeah, so the end, so it's because it's easier to do that. It makes more people. Anybody can be a media buyer
Hmm.
nowadays, but
Right.
you always know who the biggest players out there. I mean, I can name a few, but uh,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, SmartLink now, right?
Right.
SmartLink is a link that a network, an affiliate network, or an advertiser gives to the affiliates.
Mm-hmm.
That when all the affiliate needs to do is just run traffic to it, and then the SmartLink company optimizes on the back end to find the best conversion for that publisher. So, for
Right.
example, let's say I have a SmartLink. I give it to you. Let's say you're an affiliate. You have you have your main campaign sending traffic to, let's say, advertiser A. That is your main campaign, right? And then you buying all of this traffic, and then you say, you know what? I'm only focusing on tier one, for example. So you optimize your campaign, but because you do media buy, sometimes you're getting a lot of other geos that you don't necessarily have the offers for. So
Right.
what you do with that is that you redirect the one that you can optimize yourself. You send it into a smart link company, and they do what they do because they're going after they're dealing directly with all of those offers, and most often is the geos that are for, like I said, the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
the India, China, Eastern Europe, all of those things that not many media buyer are focusing on.
Right.
Does it make sense? That's
Oh,
kind of like what I think about like what SmartLink is.
it makes perfect sense. Well,
Yep.
you
And then,
you would know, my friend.
yeah, and at the end of the day, the one the SmartLink that uh, gives you the best EPC will continue getting the traffic from,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Sure.
that's another tool that affiliates could use right now too, is optimizing their campaign automatically. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a tool that, when you set your campaign, you put, let's say, this is your flow, and then you have 5 offers in the back end, and then your system just activate the automation, and then the system knows which offer that will give you the best EPC,
Mm-hmm.
that will get more of the return. That's
Right.
it. And then of course you have to look the stats and manually edit it too. So you can add more offers or you can remove offers. All those. It's been fun though. Actually, I
Mm-hmm.
used to be on the other side.
Right.
So I've always been an advertiser and dealing with affiliates. Now that the last 5 years or so since I left Getting Gold, I've
Mm-hmm.
got into that side of the business.
Sure. Sure.
Yep.
So let's say somebody, I mean, tell our listeners why somebody would want to do business with you as opposed to the other people who do what you do. What can you do for them?
Okay. That's a $1 million questions, I guess. Um, I believe in having transparent relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm always trying to. I believe that my 20 years in the business, I've always treated people with respect. I treated people the way I wanted to be treated.
Yep.
And to me, it's all about the relationships. What I mean by that is
Agreed.
this: if someone is, if I mean, yes, money is important, but if I am, let's say, me and then another person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I say I was able to give you the feeling that, okay, hey Bruce, this is what I do, and I'm telling you, okay, hey man, I'm constantly in contact with you. I'm always available on Skype.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when was the last time you hit me up on Skype and then I get back to you like the next day, whatever. I
Nope.
don't remember ever
No.
I've
It's
always
right
tried to
away.
respond to
It's always right
people.
away.
Yep. And I've
You and I do business the same way, my friend. That's why we get along so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and then I woke up at around 6 7 a.m. in the morning. The first thing I do is open up my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and my Skype, Telegram, WhatsApp available.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is, like, if I have someone hit me up, and I always like, hey man, how's it going? Just waking up. So I said I'll be in the office in like a couple hours. I usually do my morning routine.
Sure.
Sometimes I would go to yoga before the lockdown. I love going to yoga with
Yeah.
my wife. And then you come to the office around 9 o'clock. Uh, then you're feeling fresh. And
Oh
then
yeah.
but then I know what I need to follow up, when I get back to the office. So that kind of relationship, I think that kind of uh, treating, I think I feel like if people trying to work with me, and I what you see is what you get from me.
Oh, I agree.
So
I agree.
yeah, and I don't promise you that you're gonna make a lot of money working with me, but I'm saying, like, if you're comparing me with another person, that say, if I let's say I'm able to bring you this much money, uh, but then there's other my competitor are able to make you even a little bit more money, but you don't have that good of a relationship, and
Exactly.
that with me, you always know that at least you're gonna get paid.
Yep.
I know,
We also know you care, and I
right,
think
right,
that's a really big part of it. So
right.
what are the main services that somebody should come to you for? Well, what are the
Oh,
main
traffic.
needs that someone can come to
Sure,
you for?
sure. For depends on who you are, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you are an adult dating owner,
Mm-hmm.
you would want to have say, hey, I want traffic. What can we do? And I will work with you from the back end,
Mm-hmm.
giving you guidance on what to look for
Mm-hmm.
in terms of, say, preventing fraud,
Right.
um, finding the right uh, combinations of rate that pay out to the affiliates, and spotting, uh, uh, giving, working on the KPIs and whatnot. So though that is if you are an adult dating owner, because I've had I have a quite a few years of experience
Yes, you
being
have.
in the back end, right?
Yes.
So I believe that if a company comes to me and I could save that company maybe a good year or two of making mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I don't know how much would that, maybe a $10,000 mistakes or whatnot.
Hmm.
I can do that. As a matter of fact, I do have a client now that is launching. That actually not launching. The site's already been about 2 months now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm working very closely with him, capturing the traffic from
Mm-hmm.
immediate buy,
Right.
from publishers and whatnot. The only thing I asked is, like, okay, full transparency
Right.
is what I ask for. If I'm taking on a client like that, I need full transparency,
Sure.
right? So that is if you are an advertiser. But if
Mm-hmm.
you are a publisher, or
Mm-hmm.
if you have traffic, you whatnot, just uh, it's simple for me. Hey man, look, listen. Let's say you're a media buyer, you're running traffic into your offers,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to run my offers. Here's what I do: run my offers, put it 50-50 split between my offer and your existing offer. After about a week or so, if my offer doesn't perform the same way your other offers, I guarantee that I'll at least pay you what I what the difference.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is, if you let's say let's say you're a super affiliate, Bruce,
Mm-hmm.
which I know you're not, because but I'm just saying, let's say you are, and then you're running a few offers,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell me, okay, hey, AK, I'm doing well with this company. I'm like, okay, well, if I know that company, it's like, you know what? I've tested the traffic. I've done my internal media buy, and my offer out converts. And I'll tell you this: here, put my link into your rotation. Let's say you split, you you allocate about $2,000 worth of traffic, right, for
Mm-hmm.
this split test, what we call a split test.
Right.
And then you send $1,000 worth of traffic goes to that offer, and you send $1,000 to my offer, right?
Right.
At the end of a test, if the other offer makes you $1,500, for example, because it's $1,000 and then you make $1,500, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then my offer makes you $1,200, I will pay you that extra $300 just so that way you don't lose money doing a
Nice.
split test to me.
Nice.
But
But in
if
most
the
in
other
most cases, that's not going to be true because you've done your homework.
right, right, but then
And
also
you're not so inclined to want to pay him $300, so you're not going to walk into the situation to lose.
believe me, we have done it like before,
Oh, I'm sure you
like
have, but
like so my guarantee is this: you split test as long as again everything has to be transparent. You cannot lie to me that say, oh, I made $2,000 from this other company, right?
right.
So as long as you're willing to do it really transparent,
Mm-hmm.
then what I do is okay. And then if you make more money, let's say so you run $1,000 each, and then at the end of the test you make $1,200 with the other company, and you made $1,300 with me.
Mm-hmm.
So by knowing that I beat the other offers, and then in return you're gonna send more traffic my way.
Of course.
That's my whole thing. It's like I'm
Mm-hmm.
never, whenever someone I want to do business with, I never ask them to lose money to do a test with me,
Right.
because that's how I would like advertisers to me.
Mm-hmm.
When advertiser hit me up, trying to run traffic with us, I've always said, hey man, look, listen, this is our winning offers.
Mm-hmm.
If you do want this, I can put you into a rotation. But hey, let's do this. Let's do a split test, and
Sure.
then if we make more money going that way, and then you're gonna have to pay the difference. But if you are making me more money, you're gonna get the traffic from there. It's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, look, AK, and I know you and I could go on longer, and we'll save that for the next time we talk. But I wanted to
Sure.
thank you for being our guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk. And like I said, I hope we get a chance to do this again really soon.
Sure, man. Anytime, and appreciate you reaching out to me, and I. You know what? I've enjoyed this.
Me too.
I was like, I don't know, because the last time I did a podcast was in 2009.
You know what, my friend? I feel privileged, and we will do it again soon. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Thanks.
My broker tip today is part 6 of what to do to make your site more valuable for when you decide to sell it later. Here's more information on what to give to a potential buyer. How well has your content been protected from piracy, and what steps have you taken to protect your content? Are you using a piracy takedown or monitoring service? These are important facts to know. What promotional tools do you offer to your affiliates? The more tools you offer, the more successful your affiliates will be. What is your traffic breakdown by country? Tier 1 countries like the USA, Canada, the UK, Germany, and Australia are the most preferred. Add in anything else that will add value to the sale of your property that you can think of, such as what custom scripts do you use? What content management system software is on your site? Do you use billing or affiliate software like NATS or MPA3? What is your retention rate? How you retain your members is of the utmost importance. How many joins and rebills do you have per day? Do you buy advertising, and if so, what kind? Can your content make more money in the DVD or VOD markets, or have you already taken advantage of this opportunity? How much did you spend to produce or buy the content that's on your site? What do you believe the content is worth now? What's special or different about your website? How is it unique? Make sure and include a list of all of the websites you're selling in addition to any domains that come along with the sale. Is there anything that adds value to the sale? Provide them with any additional information upon request. Before giving a buyer away information, have them sign a non-disclosure agreement. If you use a broker, the NDA will be provided for you. Good brokers, like, Adult Site Broker, for instance, have a large resource of potential buyers that are looking for properties just like yours. And they know how to deal with potential buyers. They'll also negotiate the terms of the sale, such as price and any payment terms. Before closing the sale, find a good escrow service to make sure that both the buyer and the seller are protected. We have those resources, of course. We'll talk about this subject more next week. And next week, we'll be talking to adult industry attorney Michael Fatterosi. And that's it for this week's Adult Site Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, AK. Talk to you again next week on Adult Site Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.